Hey y'all, welcome to the Memoirs of a Sinner, a personal growth podcast by Her Kinkz.
I had no idea that the Olympics had an event for visually impaired runners, and I am amazed by it. So, the visually impaired are paired with someone with vision, which is called their guide, and they are connected by a band either at their wrist or their hand. The guide's role is to make their visually impaired mate not only aware of how far they are on the track, but where other runners are in comparison to them. The two have to become mirror images of one another and look like one person running. Prior to being paired, the runners train separate. Therefore, sometimes adjustments need to be made to each person's style of running as they begin to train together months prior to the actual race. The visually impaired have to be very particular about who they choose as a guide because they have to put their full trust in them since they cannot see. The race is for the blind runner. It gives them an opportunity to achieve their goals despite their disability. Two examples that can cause disqualification of a team is if the guy is pulling or dragging its visually impaired partner, or if the guy crosses the finish line before their mate. You have to allow the visually impaired to cross with you in sync or before you. Since these two are running as a team, neither one of them can grow weary. They both have to stay determined and focused. In Jeremiah chapter 12, it tells a story of Jeremiah, who was a prophet, and he is crying out because the wicked are prospering and they're living at ease, and he's trying to figure out when is God going to punish them for their rebellion. And in verse 5, God tells Jeremiah, if you have raced with runners and they have worn you out, how can you compete with horses? If you stumble in a peaceful land, what will you do in the thickets of the Jordan? Jeremiah is over here acting like God has not prepared him for his assignment. God does not have us walk into a door, a season, an assignment that we are not already prepared for, right? We already have what we need for what he has called us to. The race that you're currently running is only equipping you for a greater race. We are constantly being elevated to something bigger, something new, right? God doesn't try to his goal isn't to keep us stuck, right? And if we cannot handle where we currently are, our current assignment, our current lesson, we're not going to be able to go to the next level. For instance, everybody who has gone through grade school, right? You weren't able to go to the next grade, the next level until you completed the level that you were on, the grade that you were in, right? Before you were promoted to the next one. Same thing with God. Once you complete one thing, then you can experience the fullness of his blessings in something else because of your completion, right? God doesn't bring us to anything that we aren't already equipped for. He is not a God who will give us an assignment or have us working on something that he doesn't believe we can actually accomplish, right? He's so kind and compassionate and loving that he makes sure we're already prepared to go to the next level. We have what we need for the next level before he opens that door, right? Now God will have you walk into a door and give you an assignment and you have a weakness, right? That's very intentional because if you are fully independent and you can do it on your own, that is not a God thing. God wants you to be dependent on him. So he leaves us with a weakness so that we can seek him for wisdom and knowledge and help. Because where we are weak is where he is strong. That is where he wants to step in. And he gets the full glory out of this thing because you have this weakness, right? You have the grace and strength for your race. Before you arrived to the meet, he made sure you had everything you need. Don't be over there growing weary now. You have the strength. You have the grace. All you are missing is the tenacity, the determination that by any means, I'm going to get to this finish line. Even if you trip or fall, you have got to get back up. Listen to the guide. Listen to God. Guide God. Listen to him. And he will renew your strength so that we have a goal to reach. We have a finish line to get to. We don't have time for all that crying, the frustrations, the self-doubt. For me, it was self-sabotaging. Because of my fear, my fears were so strong, I would sabotage the heck out of a situation and then be wondering why. Well, God, you promised me this, or I have this goal I want to accomplish and I want to do this. And he's like, but you are you won't let me lead you. You over here in fear, you're allowing fear to have way more power than your guide. And so I had to get up out of that. I said, you know what? You is right. Let me clean my life up, because we can't continue to wallow and lament in foolishness and still expect to reach the goal, right? Stay focused on the goal. Move forward towards the finish line. When you're in a track meet, if you've ever watched a track meet, they don't go backwards. For what reason? Why would I one, go backwards, two, stop when there's a finish line? I have to keep going. If I want that medal, I have to keep going. I have to move forward. Even if I get a little behind, speed it up. I have to keep going and run at your pace, right? You trained for your pace. You don't got to worry about what everybody else doing around you, because God, your guide, is going to make sure you get to where you need to be. That finish line. All right? I love you all in real life.
If you'd like to stay connected, you can follow me on Instagram at the Insta About Her, TheinstaAboutHer, and make sure you subscribe and leave a review.